Taylor Swift's I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is one of her realest songs, but it's also one of her most misunderstood. On the surface, it's very easy to write this song off as any number of things. You could say it's her complaining about her life. You could say that it's her forgetting about the privilege that she holds. You could say that it's her hating her fan base. But that's not actually what the song is about when you look at the context of the full lyrics. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is also a very interesting track in terms of Taylor's discography, production-wise. You listen to the instrumental of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, you will hear a lot of voices, you'll hear a lot of weird sounds, and that's because it's mimicking what Taylor hears on stage as a performer in her in-ear monitors. This includes things like somebody counting 1, 2, 3, 4, like a metronome for her to keep on beat, miscellaneous background stage noises, and other voices talking to her while she's on stage. That's because I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is designed to take the listener into the exact moment of a performer on stage. Obviously, more specifically, Taylor Swift herself during the Eras Tour. Taylor, of course, like many artists, have written songs about life on the road, but this song isn't about life on the road. This song is about a very specific emotion that she felt for a very specific time in her life. And given that Taylor herself confirmed on Paris Night 1 that rehearsals for the Torture Poets department set on the Eras Tour began in early September or October of 2023, and assuming that they rehearsed with either a demo or a fully produced track, we can infer that I Can Do It With a Broken Heart was written probably somewhere in the early half of 2023, meaning that by the time any of us heard I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, the time frame in which she was referencing had long since passed. And in order to cope with that section of her life, Taylor did what Taylor does best: using humor to tell a much larger point. Throughout the lyrics, Taylor frequently switches tone from serious to sarcastic to tell the story, whether that is a description, observation, or quotation. You have to be able to discern which is which in order to understand what the song is actually saying. It opens with, "I can read your mind, she's having the time of her life." This is a very easy estimation based on evidence. It's no secret that Taylor's on top of the world with the Eras Tour, right? Everyone's impressed that she's delivering a 3.5-hour performance, like it's incredible. So she's saying, "I know what you guys think. I'm having a great time. There in her glittering prime, the lights refract sequin stars off her silhouette every night. I can show you lies." Again, she's making that observation from the perspective of an audience member looking up at her. What she is doing on the Eras Tour must look really cool. "I can show you lies" is a revelation, essentially telling the listener that what you're seeing on stage is not entirely the truth. Then we have the hook of, "Cause I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it, and I did." Fake it till you make it is a very common phrase in the music industry about doing things that you may not want to in spite of how you feel, in order to gain success later on in your career or your life. "I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit" is basically her saying, I know what I've gotta do and I will do it, which is why she tacks on "and I did." Vocally, it's very subtly delivered with a little bit of pride, because look at the Eras Tour. We know Girly made it. "Lights, camera, bitch, smile, even when you want to die. He said he'd love me all his life, but that life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor. All the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting more." This very specific part of the hook is a revelation of what the lie is she just previously introduced in verse 1. Another common phrase in the performing arts industry is "lights, camera, big smile." She changes it to "bitch smile" for a reason. And that's because it's a tiny little nod to the extra layer of expectations that women performers are held to in the music industry. Needing to reinvent, needing to stay interesting, watch how you act, otherwise you'll be judged for every little thing that you do. So she's saying, "I'll wear my bitch smile even when I want to die inside. He said he'd love me all his life, but that life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor. All the pieces of me shattered," is the lie. The audience is seeing a woman in her glittering prime, she's just absolutely killing it, but meanwhile she's dealing with an unimaginable heartbreak. If we take that specific line as the crowd was chanting more out of context, it is very easy to say that that is only referring to the unrealistic demands that she has to meet from her fans, from the music industry, from other people, yada, yada, yada. But when we do that, we ignore the next two lines that go with it. "I was grinning like I'm winning. I was hitting my marks because I can do it with a broken heart." When we include all three lines together, when you listen to all three lyrics together, you realize that she's not saying, "I hate my fan base, I hate people wanting things from me, I hate my position in the world." It reveals the true message of the song, which is a flex on how resilient she is in spite of everything. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is a song about strength and resilience in spite of life's tough situations, which is the point she tries to emphasize using humor in the post-chorus. "I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so obsessed with him but he avoids me like the plague. I cry a lot but I'm so productive. It's an art. You know you're good when you can even do it with a broken heart." She's telling you how flat out shitty she feels, but you know you're good when you can even do it with a broken heart. She's saying, "I acknowledge how I feel to myself, but I'm so good at what I do, I'm not gonna let any of you bitches know." Because the song is about her strength. I can hold my breath. I've been doing it since he left. I keep finding things in his drawers, crucial evidence. I didn't imagine the whole thing. I'm sure I can pass this test. If you've ever broken up with somebody or you've lost somebody, you'll know that for a period of time, literally everything reminds you of them. If you can read the subtext, which may be hard if you're not a native English speaker, which is totally fine, she's having a conversation with herself, being like, oh no, this actually happened. I have a right to feel as shitty as I do, but I'm still good enough to put on a brave face. Even though it sucks and in this moment I hate everything. If you've ever had to go to school because you feel miserable, if you've had to go to your job after experiencing a heavy loss because you can't take time off, that specific strength and courage enough to do those things in spite of how you feel is what she is emphasizing, which she reinforces in the second chorus with in stilettos for miles. He said he'd love me for all time, but that time was quite short. Acknowledging and validating how crappy she feels to herself, but also recognizing that she is strong enough to meet the demands of what is expected of her, which she once again copes with by using humor in the second post-chorus, which is how she chooses to end the song with, "'Cause I'm miserable and nobody even knows. Try and come for my job." What she's really basically saying is, this sucks and I hate everything, but I bet you couldn't do it. I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is not some type of angry open letter to everyone around her saying, stop clowning, stop making me do things, I hate all of you. Sure, there might be times when she actually feels those things, because let's be real, every job has its pros and cons. There are times where you're gonna go into a job that you absolutely love and you hate it, but you go in anyway. And the courage to do so, in spite of how you feel, is exactly what I Can Do It With Broken Heart is really about. This song is for anyone who has that time period in your life where you freaking hate everything, but you do what you gotta do. It is perfectly normal and okay to have those days where you hate everyone and everything, but you get up and you do it anyway because you love and appreciate what you have. And that is what I Can Do It With a Broken Heart is truly about.